Hello, welcome here, everybody, to this lovely Monday evening. I'm very excited to see all your lovely faces and to have you guys with us. It's just me tonight, but me with a very lovely crew of Trina and Lena and Sarah, and we're very excited to bring you some goodness tonight that I'm really thrilled about. I want to talk more about the Icon Club that Plexus has come out with. And if you haven't heard about this, this is a new program that Plexus came out with at convention last month. Crazy that it's last month already. I keep forgetting that we're in July. And basically, when you sponsor 10 personally sponsored VIPs and help two people hit senior silver, you earn Icon Club. And that comes with this whole amazing list of perks and like so much goodness. If you haven't looked it up, look it up. Today what we're going to talk about is how to help you earn that. How to help you make that move forward. And like so many of these amazing trainers have said, like Eric Worre and Keith Callahan, and they've all been talking about how the setup, the layout of Icon is literally the steps you need to make to completely revamp and change your business so that it doesn't look the same ever again. Like it's like when you bring in 10 personally sponsored people and help two people also get 10, that's 30 new people on your team. That is huge. Can you imagine what 30 new people on your team would do? So today we're going to talk about the three things that can help you earn Icon. Three things. Some of these are non-negotiables and some of these are you make it fit for you. So the first one, honestly, is a non-negotiable. First one is your IPA daily, your income producing activity. This is the work that you do that brings in income. This is not like we're going to be talking about some other things later that are not income producing activity but can help you move the needle forward. This IPA is actually what moves the needle forward. So one of the big things is doing two business asks a day. Two business asks a day, building new relationships, following up with past connections, and then all in all, keeping track of all of the people that you have spoken to. And so I'm going to have Trina share with us a little bit about a system that Amber Miller made. And it's one of my favorites because it's so simple, but it's so effective. And so, Trina, do you want to take it away? This is like a how to invite people to Plexus. So this is like directly goes into your IPA. If this is something that you struggle with, listen closely. This is going to help you a lot.
Thank you, Sheila. Okay, so I am so excited to get to share with you how to offer Plexus and have great conversations with your friends and family. I've been using these products for a few years. Because of these changes for me that I've had, they've made me a better mom, a better wife, and just thriving in my own body. So I want to remind you to be proud of what you represent, to be excited to connect your friends to the changes that these products can make. Okay, so how do we share Plexus? Well, first off, if you have not told your close circle of friends yet about this product line, I want to encourage you that you don't need a script. You don't need verbiage to share something you're enjoying or excited to start with your close circle of friends. I just shared with my best friend, my mother-in-law, and my aunt. And those are the first three people that ordered from me. And I said, hey, I just ordered this product line. I'm excited to see what it does for me. I see testimonies of them helping people with your issues and your issues and your issues. Do you want to try them with me? I'll send you a cart and we can do it together. And of course, they ordered and we got to use the products together. And years later, they're still using the products every day because they help them so much. So, with your close circle of friends, just go tell them, hey, I just started some stuff. I'm really excited to see what happens and I'm looking for people to do it with me. With our 60-day money back guarantee, you don't have to be concerned or worried about having to test the products first or that it's on you whether people enjoy them or not. So take that feeling away. You can just know that, hey, if you love the products, great. And if you don't, you can send them back. I will say we have less than 2% return rate. So there is a 98% chance your friends are going to love them along with you. So be proud and excited to represent this line. All right. So how do we share? So Amber loves acronyms. They help, and I love them too. I'm a teacher, so that's totally my jam. They help me remember the flow of something. So I'm going to give you an acronym, and it's OATS. OATS. The O stands for offer, the A stands for ask, T stands for testimony, and the S stands for share a cart. So, all right, we're going to break this down. So the first O is for offer. You're going to simply offer them information. We don't wait around for people to ask us, hoping that someone will see us sipping our pink drink and then say, oh, what is that? We don't sit on our hands and do that. We are proud brand reps and we offer information with the product line. So it could look something as simple as, hey, has anyone ever taken the time to share Plexus and what it does with you yet? I started the products because I was really struggling with this, this, and this, and seeing people also get so many great results. I'm really excited to work on my own results, and I thought maybe you'd be interested as well. A simple offer, you guys, right? Sales done well is actually high quality service. It's serving people through information. Do not prejudge whether someone is going to be interested or not. You don't know their secret struggles. You don't know their needs. You don't know how they're waking up and going to bed at night. All you know is you can offer them information and see if there might be a need. That's what you're responsible for. And if not, they can say no thanks and no worries. And if there is, then there's something you get to serve them with. And so you make that O, that first offer. You just offer to share. Next in our OATS lineup is ask. Ask what their need is. So let's say they respond with, yeah, I've seen that floating around, or I'm not really sure what it is, but you can send info. Or maybe someone does come up to you at the soccer game at church and says, hey, what is that stuff? Then the next phase is just asking them what their needs are. So you're going to say, well, it's a great gut health line that I started so that I can send the information, but so I can send the information that is most needed for you or that you'd be most interested in, could you tell me what your main health goals are? And you're asking, what are you wanting in the morning when you wake up? How do you feel during your day? What changes would you like to make? You're asking their needs so that you can send specific and tailored information, right? So that you have offered info, they've said yes, now you're asking what their needs are so you can send good info. And then when they respond to you with their needs, let's say they say, you know what, I really struggle with gut health, or I'm exhausted all the time, I'm puffy, or I have this pain or this issue. You're going to go grab them a testimony or two. So that's the T in our OATS lineup. Once you know their needs, then you're going to send these testimonies. So instead of sending them long videos or Reddit posts or science information about what their products do, you're going to show them what the products have done for others, right? With those same struggles. So for instance, because they want to actually see that they work, right? So have they done something for others like me, right? They want to relate to that. So let's say they are tired all the time. They're puffy, they're exhausted, they've got issues. You're going to go into your testimony group or your testimony bank, and you're going to share with them that you're going to find one or two testimonies that sound like where they are now and where they want to be. And you're going to send them those testimonies and then have them check them out. Okay. Amber loves to screenshot, and actually over time she's shared some, and she's created an album in her phone of all these testimonies that they use, and she sends them to people. Then you just have them in your phone. You can find them and send them over, right? We also have the Wellness Collective that we can tag as well. So it's totally up to you how you want to, but you're essentially sharing those stories that they would relate to, right? And then you would ask them, I'm going to send you these testimonies and let me know if this is where you're at. Do these relate to you and where you want to be? Now let me know what you think, right? Now what happens when they read these testimonies is they step into it, and they step into that story as if they are that person. They're like, yes, that's how I'm waking up feeling, and that's how I feel in the afternoon. And yes, I want to feel that good in the evenings like this person has experienced. And so by reading these stories, they're able to see the inspiration and hope, and they're most likely going to respond to you with, yes, that is how I feel. And those results that person experienced, and this is when you get to come in and the OATS, which is with an S, just share a cart. So you're going to say, great, I'm going to send you over a cart with the products that they used or that you can use to get those results, right? Let me know if you have any questions. or when you order, so I can send you some getting started info. I'm so excited to see what results you get from using these. Okay. And you're going to make them a cart, right? Most often, Triplex is our #1 place to start that helps with hormone issues, whole body health. But when you're new, go ahead and ask your sponsor or an upline, hey, these are their issues. This is what they're wanting. What should I put in their cart? And they're going to be able to help you as well. So as you do that, you learn the best products for the best needs. And that is how you have a great Plexus conversation. You offer, you ask needs, you send testimonies, and then you share a cart so they can get started on making their own testimony. Now, what backs this up is you posting and layering information of you sharing more and more stories on your feed and in your stories. Because here's the thing, they might have that conversation with you, but it's human nature to be a little skeptical, right? It's human nature to be like, does this look good? But I'm not too sure yet. Friends, I've had my person that I ordered from, she had to share with me 3 or 4 times before I told her, because I told her no, or I didn't think so 3 to 4 times before I was finally inspired and ready to order, because I had to learn more by watching her. I had to see if she was going to keep using them. I had to maybe have a really bad day and feel really bad again and want that change. So it takes people, it's human nature. It takes time. It's normal for them to need a few different forms of exposure because it's a week or maybe it's a week and they're ready to order. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's a couple of months, but you will stay consistent sharing, showing up and making offers to more people. You're planting those seeds of information and you're helping people get exposed to what the products can do. So that's how you make a Plexus offer. Okay. Obviously, we can watch other videos on how to follow up and post. But the biggest thing is having those conversations with people and making those offers and getting excited for what people are going to experience, right? And so, of course, when we're focused on the problems that these products can solve, then people are more curious. They're more interested because everybody wants to solve their problems at some point, right? We're all at different stages in our journey, but at some point we want to solve those problems. So that is our oats.
Thank you, Trina. That was so good. I love how simple it is. Oats, offer, um, ask, testimony, share a cart. And you can do this exact same thing with the business opportunity. So when it comes to your IPA, your daily IPA usually looks something like a few offers. You offer a few people either the products or the business. And then you go back and follow up with previous people you have offered it to. If you're finding, oh, I'm just being ghosted, majority of the time people open messages and get busy and don't have time to respond. Always, always, always assume the best. Like I remember leaders back when I started saying like assume that their cat opened it or their kid opened it, whatever it may be. And so after I've made an offer, I like to go back 2 days later and follow up and say, hey, just checking in to see if you saw that last message I sent you or listen to that last voicemail I sent you. Very often, majority of the time, they'll be like, yes, I saw that. I didn't have time to respond. No, I didn't see that. My kids opened it, whatever it may be. That's usually what happens. So don't assume that they're ignoring you. Majority of the time, people are not ignoring you on purpose. And if even after your follow-up, you're feeling like you're getting crickets, this is a good sign for you that you get to build the relationship more. Maybe you do not have enough trust developed yet that they're ready to have that conversation with you. And so this is where you get to spend more time connecting on their social media or asking them about their family, their life, their kids, and be very genuine about this. Want to know more about them. Like be very, and we're human, we can't remember everything about everybody. And so I like to keep little notes about people because I want to show them that I'm intentional about their life. Whatever their kids are, whatever their life is, I like to do my best to remember those things so that I can build that trust with them. I want them to see that I really do care. So that is your IPA. You make 2 offers a day. You follow up with the people that you've previously spoken to, and you repeat this every single day. That is your IPA. And that is using the OAT system. You can do business asks as well, instead of sending them a testimony. I mean, we have a lot of business testimonies, but sending them a diamond documentary of somebody who's led a similar life as them. We have so many teacher ones, nurses, stay-at-home moms, homeschooling moms. We have so many different diamond documentaries. Those are amazing. I feel like they're very underutilized. And if you're struggling with belief yourself, go watch a diamond documentary every single day. And if you don't know where to find them, I will share the link where all of the diamond docs are because they are so encouraging and they make me cry every time. It is the best medicine for low belief. 100%. It will build your belief like nothing else will. I will share the link for that in our chat after this, Sierra. I'll go get that because that is 100%. We need to go back to doing that more. So that was number one on how to work towards icon. And honestly, number one out of these three is the most important. Your IPA is the most important. If you are doing two and three that I'm going to talk about now and not doing one, you're not going to grow. Number one, doing your IPA, that's your foundation. That's where you need to put all of your focus and 80% of your energy. The other two are the 20% of your energy. Number one is the most important. So number two is social media. I love social media, so I love talking about this. I am so grateful for social media because I feel like it makes my world smaller and some of the best people in the world I have met because of social media. Some of my closest friends are because of social media. And that is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be social, right? Social media. So we want to talk about being a connection creator instead of a content creator. There is a difference. So many people are out there right now, influencers, they're looking at being content creators. They want to have the 50,000, the 1 million followers. They want to have all of that um, because they're looking to monetize their followers. That's not what we're here for. We are here to build a connection with people. We are here to change lives, change people's lives. So even if you only have 10 people watching your stories, imagine sitting in a room and having 10 people listening to you. The impact that that has. It's not about how many followers you have. It's not about how big your social media is. It's not about any of those things. It is about building connections with those people, being a friend, being a connector, and then, like Trina said, looking to solve their problems, helping them to solve and fix their problems. That is what we are here. We are here to bring solutions. So I have a little, I'm going to share. Amber Miller is amazing. I want to be Amber Miller when I grow up. Like I have goals of being Amber when I grow up, even though she's only like 2 or 3 years older than me. But that's who I want to be in my Plexus business when I grow up. I'm going to share a little bit about what she shared at convention when it comes to social media. This is only like 25% of what she shared. But the reason I want to share this is because I really want you to think about who you are on social media and how you show up. And because I really want you to think about who am I? Who am I? And I've struggled with this in the past. In the past, I often tried showing up as somebody I wasn't because I thought maybe if I showed up like my mom, I would be more successful, right? Or maybe if I showed up like another really successful leader and did what they did, maybe I would be successful. No, that's not how it works. People are waiting to hear your voice. They're not waiting to hear somebody else's voice. They're waiting to hear your voice. And so tonight I want to help you find your voice. What is your voice? And so we're going to walk through this a little bit. Can we all see this? I hope. Yes. Awesome. So, like I said, as network marketers, our goal is to be a connection creator, not a content creator. We're out here to build connections and to make social media what is meant to be, social. Lots of talking, relating, like pretending that you're sitting in a living room with somebody and just really connecting heart to heart. So this is part of Amber's whole message here, your brand pillars. This is what makes you, you. We're going to break these down a little bit at a time for you to figure out who am I when I show up on social media and who am I? What makes me light up? What makes me passionate? What makes me excited? What am I like? What could I share about for hours and hours and hours and not get tired of? That is what we want to talk about. So, number one, who are you? Number two, what does your lifestyle look like and what are your interests? And number three, how do you show up? So, number one, who are you? Who are you is like the role or the identity that you project. You might be like me, a stay-at-home mom. Excuse me, you might be a military spouse, you might be a caregiver, you might be a fitness instructor, you might be an empty nester like my mother. Um, the end options are endless. This is who you are. This is the stage of life that you are in right now. This is your identity right now. This is kind of like your foundation. And then you move on next to your lifestyle and your interests. And you can have more than one. I am not for having just one niche on social media. There's a lot of things that make me me, and I am very happy to embrace all of them. Um, I talk about all sorts of things on my social media. I like to focus on just like a handful of things and not go all over the place. But I don't talk about just one thing because I am not just about one thing. I'm not here to just be an influencer of one simple thing. I want to be somebody's friend. And as a friend, I have a varied array of interests. And so I actually talk about gardening. I talk about homeschooling. I talk about my love of books. I talk about all of those things. Um, so whatever it may be, like yours could be anything. Like they could be this is things that interest you. Like for Trina, she's a farmer's wife. Like there's so many different things that can make you you. When I think of oh now I'm blanking on the name, so I'm going to completely ignore that train of thought because it was gone. So next we have how you show up. How you show up. This is how your message is felt and not just heard. So when you're following different people on social media, you kind of get a different vibe from different people, right? Some people come in and they're very educational. You always learn something when they share. Some people come in and they're very like motivational. Every time they talk, you're like, oh my, I needed to hear that today. I feel so encouraged. That's exactly what I needed. Some people come in and they're very nurturing and they encourage you to do this or to do that. And you just feel very loved when that's your vibe. That's your energy. And your energy matters. And if you pretend to be somebody else's energy, people can feel that from far away. There is nothing that I dislike more than fake. It drives me nuts. And for such a long time, I was fake because I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't. I was being the thing that I disliked the most. I don't like fake. I can feel like my radar can like hear it from miles away if you're not being genuinely yourself. And so this is who you are. And if you're not really sure, ask a friend, how do I really show up? Like, how do I feel to you? Um, but I think most of us kind of have an idea. If we're being true to ourselves, we have an idea of how we show up. Now, we're going to take all three of these, and I can share these later. If you haven't, well, maybe I didn't think this through all the way, but we take all three of these and we make them into a brand statement. I'm kind of debating on if I should make you all do this right now or if I should let you do this after the call. If I should let you have a moment to, because at convention they had us do this in session and we were quickly scribbling out our brand statements. But I'll let you do this after the call and I want to hear them in our chats later to see what you came up with, what your brand statement is. So it works a little bit like this. I am identity. So I am a homeschooling mom who can often be found, insert your life style or interest. I show up with your tone to help. Who is your audience? And then your message. So here's a few examples. I am a working mom who can often be found juggling deadlines, dinner, and drop-offs. I show up with real life encouragement to help other moms build a life of purpose without burning out. You can hear, like, she's not going to share just about one thing. Her life is vast. She is busy. She's got so many things going on. She's probably got kids in sports and this and that. But her purpose is to show up with encouragement to help other moms. That kind of gives you a direction of Like, for me, it feels like an umbrella of like anything that fits under that umbrella. That's what I'm going to share because that's what people are going to recognize me as. This next one, I am a health-loving woman in my 50s who can often be found strength training and diving into research on gut health and hormones. I show up with education and clarity to help other women feel informed and empowered to take control of their health in every stage of life. I know exactly who this is when I read this. This is Lori Bradford, 100%, because this is how she shows up and this is how she shares. This is just gives you a little bit of an idea, and I can show these slides afterwards. Oh my.
Look how much dollars.
You got lots of dollars. Can you give mommy some time to finish this, please?
And mommy,
No, you're interrupting me right now, honey.
she has a fake too.
I know.
Who's want it?
Okay. Okay, go talk to daddy about that, okay?
Maybe when you talk.
Yep. Thank you. I knew I should have been in my office, but I really didn't want to miss out on this beautiful weather. So they're getting paid for their chores before we go to the city, and she was very excited about her $20 bill. It's a very big deal when you're four. Okay, so your brand statement makes you you. So this is the one that I scribbled up really quickly while sitting in convention about me. I am a stay-at-home mom who can often be found homeschooling, collecting books, and diving into more health knowledge. I show up with a BFF vibe who loves to motivate and educate other moms who are ready for a change in their lives. I feel like that fits. I did that really quickly. But this, you don't need to overthink this. You really don't. You really don't. This is just something to help you, because so often I hear from people that they're like, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to share. This is just to help you find out what's your line? Where are you sitting at? You know? This is just to help you find out what's my audience? What am I interested in? And then anything that falls under that, share it. Share it. We're here to make friends. We're here to connect with people. We're here to connect, not just make content. So anything that you can bring that can connect with people, share it. Share it and be open with that. We are here to love on people and be a friend. And people want to know who you are and what you're passionate about. So with that being said, I want to ask Lena a little bit. Lena's really good at this. She's really natural at social media. She always has been. I've always loved watching her. And so I want her to share a little bit about what authenticity looks like for her on social media.
I thought Zoom call was at 7:30, so I was a little bit late, but um okay. I've actually not always been great at social media. For a long time I was very fake. And I just, looking at what everybody else was doing and then wondering why it just felt so weird to be online, and it just felt like I couldn't make any friends. But then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna like not just make content or whatever, just like post. Yes, posting is important, but also when other people have things on their stories and you like it, tell them you like it, because like that's friends. And I've actually made quite a few friends that we talk all the time, and turns out one of them we're related, which is pretty cool. Distantly, but yeah, we went through the Mennonite family tree, and I think Sheila already mentioned a lot of the things about being yourself and not someone else. That's really important. And if you are posting on your stories, it's very important to not post like 10 or like more stories in one day, because nobody has time to just sit there for like 5 minutes. Nobody's going to want to listen, especially if you save the most important stuff for last. That's very hard to do because I have a hard time getting to the point sometimes. So then I've done that very often, but it's something that you got to learn to just get to the point, or like keep it short and sweet, because people are just, they're not always there to learn. Sometimes they just want to entertain themselves. But if you can just keep it sweet and short, then it helps a lot for them to actually see what you want to show them. And okay, what else? When I was in the shower earlier, I was thinking I had these great words, but they're gone. But yeah, it's very hard to sometimes put yourself out there and be authentically you. And I used to think this meant you had to share everything about your life. And like, if you weren't doing that, you weren't being authentic. But that's, you don't have to share all the hard, not even all the good. Like people online don't need to know everything about you, but there are certain things that it's fun to share and talk about, and sometimes sharing hard things is good too. But you don't have to share everything online to be authentic. And there are some things that are meant for just family, and some things are meant for in real life friends. But yeah, I don't know, there's still something like a lot of things that I'm learning about social media, but I've learned a lot already. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I never thought I would share online, like my weight. Like that's something that I've only recently done, and there's a lot of people who can relate because like little things like that used to think, oh, I'd rather fall in a hole and just cover myself up. But there's a lot of people who can relate to certain parts of your story if you feel comfortable sharing them. And yeah, I guess that's what I had to say.
Thank you, Lena. That was awesome. Can I ask you some questions?
Yes.
This is very on the spot. This isn't planned. But you said the same thing that I did. That for a long time you pretended to be somebody else. You pretended to not be your genuine self, right? How did you feel once you started showing up as yourself? Like, was it scary? How did that feel for you?
Yeah, it was scary. Because it was so long that I was pretending to be somebody else. Like, and even recently, I had a question box. It was an anonymous one, and somebody asked me, why have you changed so much recently?" And then I'm not sure if that was someone that I know in person, because there are certain people that I'm not myself with in person either, because you can't always be,
Yeah.
um, because you won't always be accepted and whatever. But I took that to be like that question. I took it and I was like, I haven't been like in the past, I had not been myself, but now I am. And I just said, I'm tired. I was tired of not being myself. But yeah, it was scary for sure. But it feels good now because I'm more, sometimes I'm a little bit much, I think, when I'm online. I'm like, people are going to unfollow me. And sometimes they do. But I post a certain thing and I'm just like, whatever. That's fine.
But it's so freeing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so incredibly freeing because it's like, and it doesn't happen overnight. I know for me, it really didn't happen overnight. It's almost this slow letting go of what people think and
Mhm.
being okay with the stories they might have about you. There's people out there that have stories about me that fit what they want to think about me in that moment, and I get to be okay with that because that doesn't change my reality of who I am. If that's what they want to think about me, that's okay. If they're still following me, that's on them.
Hmm.
That's their problem, not mine. Um, but it's that slowly letting go of what people think and being like, okay, this is how God made me. This is who I am. And this is who I'm going to show up as. Because there's people waiting for me to share this with them, to be their friend. And I have lives that I'm out here to change. And if I'm stressing about what other people think and being worried about that, or thinking that I need to be somebody else in order to make an impact, then I'm not making a difference. Because God made each one of us individually us for a reason. He did not need two Trinas. He just needed one because he knew that she has an impact to make. He needed each one of us as we are because we each bring a special flavor to the table. That is important. So thank you, Lena. That was very, very good. I just love all of that. And I like that point, Ramona, because it is like very, very true. If you are newer here, um, you will find that very often it is family that is not supportive. And the thing that I've learned the most is that family has a more difficult time watching you grow. family has a more difficult time letting go of who you used to be. Family or old friends that you've known from childhood, because they're like, but that's not who she was. And I'm like, well, if you haven't had a chit chat with me in the last year, I've grown. And so I'm actually not that person anymore. I am constantly changing and evolving. And I feel like family has a difficult time with that. If a lot of people look even at me or at mom and they're like, oh, you're so successful, your whole family must be supportive. They're not. They're not. For me and Kev, none of his family is part of what we do. It's not talked about. And for my mom, majority of them are not part of it either. And that's okay. That is okay. We went and found the people that wanted it and we created our own community, and you get to do that too. Very, very often you will find that it is the family that is the most negative because they have a harder time of letting go of who you used to be. That is okay. Many times they come around. And sometimes they don't. Shirley, what made you realize that you were fake and not genuinely yourself? That's a very good question. So I don't know what Lena would say. When Lena says when I wouldn't post certain things because certain people might judge and I'd change it completely to try to make everyone happy, as if that works. That's a very good point. 100%. And for me, I realized I wasn't posting things or talking about things that I wanted to talk about. I would just kind of like post things that I think somebody else would post or in their kind of how they would talk. Like, you know how everybody, like we were talking about tone, everybody has their own tone. I would kind of share in their tone because people listen to them then, right? I wanted people to listen to me too. And without realizing that people would not listen to me then because I wasn't being me. I have a very like I'm a perfectionist. I like to make things better. I like to perfect things. I'm really good at organizing or making things clear. That's one of my gifts. And I completely ignored that for so long because I didn't think that it was useful. I pretended that I ignored my own gifts and tried to pretend that I had somebody else's for a very long time. And I wasn't good at their gifts because that's not my gift. So it comes down to it kind of like self-evaluating yourself. When I'm sitting down to post something, is this, like we said, your statement of who you are? Is this me? Am I sharing like me? Am I sharing things that I love and that make me me? Or am I sharing something that I think that person would like and I'm just sharing it because of that? The people that are the most fun to follow on social media are the people that are the most themselves because you can just see the life in them. If you have any other questions, just pop them into the chat because I love the questions. I think this is the best way to learn. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So we did number 1, IPA. Number 2 was social media. So like I said earlier, your IPA is your 80%. Your social media falls under your 20%. It is a 20%. It's not the main portion of your time. The social media is like the open sign to your business. So yeah, it's great to post on social media, but you don't need to do everything on social media. Doing things in person is awesome. And I feel like today's society is desperate for in-person connections. Like honestly, if you could all be in my living room, that'd be fantastic. It would be awesome. I would love that. Distance doesn't really allow that, but people are looking for that. They're looking for those close connections again. We've had so many years now of being driven apart from COVID to whatever the next thing is. The people are once again looking for community. They want to be a part of something. They want to feel like they belong. The rise of depression and anxiety is so high, and I think a large part of it is because people are not connected to something bigger than themselves. They do not have a community to plug themselves into. We have that community, and we get to invite people into that. So number 3 is events. And I want to kind of change your mind on what you think an event is, because it doesn't have to be this table at the front with a big screen and you just talking about Plexus. That's not what it has to be. An event can be anything. You can have two people over for coffee and you're sitting around your kitchen table eating fresh cookies. It's an event because you are just connecting with people. You are just being friends. An event can be anything. I saw that, I should quickly see if I can find the Lori Bradford shared the other day of a list of events that she and her team are doing now that they've planned from now throughout the rest of the year. And I was like, some of these sound so fun. And I was like, man, I want to be a part of their, like, I want to go live in California so I can be a part of this fun. So they're doing a sips and salsa. They're sampling Plexus drinks and enjoying a free 45-minute salsa lesson. I was like, that sounds fun. They're doing Plexus and pedals. They get to sample the drinks and then bring a flower arrangement to take home for free. So they make their own flower arrangement. Step sipsters, mile trail walk at a local park followed by drink samples. The brunch club, enjoy some food, community, and drink samples. Health and happy hour, mocktails made with Plexus drinks. Holly did this in Grand Prairie and it looked amazing. And I was like, I wish I could have been there. It would have been so fun. And sip and shop, Plexus drink samples and sale shopping in LA. So very, very cool, very fun. Just inviting people to be a part of community. And I know a bunch of you have done this. It doesn't have to be crazy thought out. You could have a sewing circle and have everybody come over and do that. I know me and Mom did a where we planted flowers and a bunch of, I know Anna and Susanna were there and it was fun. It was so, so fun. You can do anything. You can do anything. It doesn't have to be huge, crazy, planned out, just to get people together again. Now, events don't always have to be in person. Events can be online. They can be like through Zoom. If you are far away from people, they can be through Zoom. Sierra and I did an event with a few of her potentials and a few of her friends, and she got a sign up from that. We just sat down on actually we didn't even use Zoom. Facebook video call works really well. Works really well if you're all in a chat together and you just call. It's a great option. There's so many different things that you can do. It's just to bring people together. Face to face, people hearing your voice, they see that you're genuine, they see that you're real. They want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They want to feel like they belong. That is what events do. They bring people together. They bring people together so that they're part of this community and that we get to show them who we are and that we do network marketing the way it could be done, should be done, but very rarely ever is done. So Sarah did an event last week and it looked really good. She sent me a bunch of pictures. And so I asked her today to share a little bit about what she did, like to plan this event, to invite people, and how it went. So Sarah, are you willing to share that with us?
I think I unmuted myself. Yeah, so we just pretty much like, I always thought planning an event was like just it would take so much time to do, but we actually, me and my sister-in-law, we did it together. So we sat down one day and one morning and we just planned it. And then that was like a month ago. And then we made a shopping list of everything that we would need. And then, yeah, the day before we went to buy all the things that we needed. And then, so the next day we just went and set everything up and we did flower arranging. I didn't have any of the fancy wording that everybody had on your list, but yeah, we just called it flower arranging and then we shared a couple testimonies and stuff. But yeah, we just did an evening after supper. We just had a couple of charcuterie boards and a bunch of flowers. And we had, I think there was 12 of us that were there. We were expecting 20, but there was quite a few that canceled, but it was so fun. Like I had never done a flower arranging thing before. And I know there's like a lot of different things you could do. So we were not sure what to do, but that one sounded the most fun to us. So yeah, we had a lot of fun and we shared a couple of testimonies and it was just so nice to see so many people like come out and enjoy themselves and take home some flowers. So yeah, it was, yeah, we really enjoyed it. I'm not.
And how was your like you said you had 12 people come. Did you have
Yeah.
people that were like asking questions about Plexus after? Did they
Um, yeah, so there's been a couple ladies that have come to multiple events. Like they seem more and more interested every single time, but they're still like on the edge of it about it. Like they're still not 100% sure. So we're hoping this one kind of helped them along. But they're actually they would be my level threes if I'm not wrong. Um, so yeah, we had a couple like people ask a lot of questions, and some of them were just there to get out of the house and stuff. But yeah, you could tell that they were really interested and they really needed it. And it's just trying to find what's going to help them actually be willing to try it. I think that's what we need to find. But yeah, I think they might. Like I know last time we did an event, one of the ladies, it took her 3 months to make up her mind, and then she did, and she's been consistent ever since. So I do feel like if someone's really hard to get, then they will more likely stay than if somebody just shoots you a message and be like, send me a card, I'll try it, and then they just give up after like a month. And then if there's people that take like months to decide, they're way more likely to be consistent and keep using it and giving it a good shot.
100%, I agree. And I think you've already found it. You're layering exposures. It's like Trina said earlier. Some people just need more exposures. I know I'm one of those people. It takes me a very long time to make a decision about something.
Yeah.
But once I've made a decision, I am set.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to go backwards, like you said. So you're just layering those exposures. And when those ladies come and they're ready, they're going to be there to stay. 100% Sierra. I'm like that too. It takes me like it took mom 6 months to get me to say yes. And she's my own mother. Um,
Yeah.
so like some people they just take more exposures and see you're already doing the right thing. You're just exposing them over and over again. And when they step in, they're going to be in it for the long haul, which is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was great.
You're welcome.
I wish I could be there if I wasn't so far away.
Yeah,
A little bit of a long drive, but
that would have been awesome.
one of these days I would love to do that. It would be so fun. It would be so fun.
Yeah.
You can do anything for an event. I have like ideas in my head. Like I saw one on Facebook the other day where they took these little ceramic pots and they painted them. Like cute little ideas like flowers, whatever, just painted your own pots. The other day, me and my girls had our own little fun day and they each invited their friends and we made homemade shrinking keychains. I mean, it sounds like a little childish thing, but what woman wouldn't love to sit down and just draw and color for a little bit? Like these are things just to bring people together, just to have some fun. And even if they come and they're not interested in Plexus right away, that's okay. That is okay because you're still showing them what our community is like. You're still showing them what we have to offer and who we are. So, those were my three things for today with my very amazing team helping me out. I appreciate you ladies so much. Um, did anybody have any questions or anything they wanted to chat about before we close out tonight? I've really enjoyed tonight. It was really fun. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all. I hope you have the best Monday evening. And I am now going to go feed my parents' dogs. So you have a great evening, ladies. Thank you all for being here. See ya.